Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I'm sitting here by myself. Walter actually is here, but he's having a little bit of difficulty with his sound. I could hear him fine just a second ago, but then I couldn't. So he's working on that. But as soon as he comes back, I'm going to bring him back up here. But nevertheless, it is a Demetra K show where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Today, we're going to talk about Black dollars and Black Friday, as we promised last week. That's what you guys said you want to talk about, and that we bring Walter back, as it is Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and then the day after Thanksgiving is what we in America call Black Friday. And I saw somebody talk about the stock market crash, if you will, of 1869. That's part of it. And then, of course, there's other origins of Black Friday, but we'll get into that as well. I will invite people up today. So, but if I've never seen you on here before and your profile picture looks like this, please show me this. And then you can go back to that. If you are not comfortable, just know that no one else can see you, not even Walter or the audience, until I bring you up to the big screen. All I ask is that in the comment section and on the panel that we are respectful. It's not that we disagree, it is how we disagree. And speaking of which, I'd like to say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Now, of course, today being the day before Thanksgiving, I don't really expect a lot of people to come on, but then again, I've been wrong before, right? Usually when we're talking about money, people kind of like, yeah, it's not really my cup of tea, right? And that's fine, but that makes it a little bit more intimate for those of us who are on here, because we are going to be specifically taking your questions, as I know you guys often have a lot of them. So I want to give you guys an opportunity to do that. As I said, I do want to share the link. When you come up here, please just ask your question a minute at the max, or your concern, and then I'm going to drop you down. And then Walter, or hopefully Walter going to come back on here, right? Will answer those questions. I just also want to say too that neither one of us are licensed at all. We don't have any financial licenses, life insurance licenses, or anything like that. However, we have worked in the financial services field. Walter has a little bit more breadth and depth than I do. In a financial services field is kind of his career, right? I delved into it for a few years, so I do know some things, but Walter knows a lot, right? I'd say at this point, he has about 30 years of experience about money, just a whole host of knowledge about finances, right? So as soon as he's come back up here, we're going to start. I'm answering your questions rather, but in the meantime, I'm going to tap dance. I'm going to tap dance, and I'm going to have a conversation with you guys to see what you're saying already in the comments section. And Donovan, he got stuck in traffic. He did want to be here, but he's stuck in traffic, California traffic. There's always traffic, but especially that it's Thanksgiving Eve, right? People are trying to get to where they got to go, whether they're going out of town or they're at the store. Listen, I was at the store a couple of hours ago, and I was like, ew, let's get out of here. I'm starting to itch, right? Because there were so many people in there, right? It was just, it all of a sudden, it seemed like it was just like a lot of people just showed up, and I was like, yeah, let's go. And so that's why I'm not at the store now. Nevertheless, let me see what you guys got going on. Hopefully Walter will figure out his sound issue. What happened? Maureen, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Brother Said speaks. What's going on with you? Glock 43 times. Is that what that is? How you doing? And Azza Bonnie, how you doing? It says on Friday, rather, September 24th. 1869, a gold panic broke out when the New York Stock Exchange suffered a major financial crash known as Black Friday. Yes, that is the OG, right, origin of Black Friday, but it has some other interpretations as well. Again, I'd like to get into that as soon as Walter comes back here. Jamie, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. And Glock, you also say patronize small and big Black owned and operated businesses that provide good customer service and products. Yep. We're going to get into that. I should just let you come up here. One Unique Monique, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. He says, enjoy turkey tomorrow. Yeah, there'll be a lot of turkey being eaten tomorrow, and some people are going to get creative and do something else, right? Most of us, like me, I'm 53, right? I mean, I've eaten turkey my whole life. Up until last couple of years ago, I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving. But some people just get creative and like, yeah, we're going to do something else. We're going to fry the turkey, or a gumbo, or whatever it is, right? They kind of deviate from the traditional Thanksgiving food. Buckhorse, how you doing? Hope you're doing well in DC. Hey, Easy E, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. DSB, what's going on with you? Says, I like money, want some. Yeah, I want some too. I want a lot of it. A whole lot. You know? Brother Reggie, how you doing? Hi, 7-Eleven holding up. And by the way, are y'all going to celebrate Thanksgiving being that you are in Japan? Is that something that they do? Or are they like, we're going to 7-Eleven on that day? I don't know. Let's see if we can hear Walter. I don't know, whatever you did, whatever it was you did, because I could hear you originally, but I can't hear you now. I don't know. Is it just, can y'all hear Walter? I can't. You're on mute now. There you go. Eureka!
Oh, I don't know. Shit. It's the devil. Trying to get me shaking like TD Jakes.
You know what? I'm going to put you on mute, okay? I'm going to put you on mute. Don't touch nothing, okay? Just for a second. You already came here hot, like as always, okay? So anyway, let me finish these comments. Sunlight, how you doing, beautiful? Hope you're doing well. Arniva, what's going on with you? And who else? Brother Reggie says, when you come into the chat, yes, please hit like. I love and appreciate you for that. Tracy, how are you? Candy Malone, what's going on? Patrice, I hope you're doing well. Your average logical thinker, what is going on? Chill. Yes, Walter is in the building and on time. He's not strolling on the beach like he was in his suit last time. Thunder, who is not here yet, said that he looked like he was checking on his product. And y'all can do whatever y'all need to do with that. One who cares, how you doing? Sherman Roberts, what's going on with you? All right, so now that we have Walter here, let's get into a little history. So as someone just said, let me go back because I want to make sure I give you credit for that. Uza, and I hope I said that right. If not, forgive me. As they said, Black Friday originated in 1869 when there was a stock market crash and in relation to gold. Sounds like there were two men. Sounds like they were also brothers. They were trying to, I guess, get gold hot and popping on the stock market, and that didn't go over well, and so it crashed, and they labeled it Black Friday. Then you go to, I think it was like 1950 in Philadelphia, where the police officers actually labeled it Black Friday because it was such a shopping frenzy, right? People, and I'd imagine it was probably like a lot of housewives, 1950s, right? They would bombard the stores looking for all these deals and things like that. And then in the 1980s, and then I should say in the 1950s, people kind of frowned at that because it had like a negative connotation, I guess you will. I don't know if they were kind of trying to say it was negative toward Black people or whatever. But then it had a rebranding in the 1980s from retailers because basically it was said that retailers were trying to get back in the black, right? Being in the black means that you're doing well financially, you're getting some savings going on, but being in the red means not so much, right? Like you're in the negative. So they're trying to rebrand that. And then most notably, as we know it now, it's a famous day on a Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, where people go out and they get into that frenzy mode again. They're looking for the 99,000 inch TV for $5 at Walmart, and a VCR. Now that's how old I am, right? I know they ain't selling VCRs no more, but y'all get the gist. And unfortunately, people aren't kind at all, right? They throwing elbows and socking people in the eye over a Hello Kitty toaster. I think that was me. I'm just kidding. But, it gets pretty wild out there, which is why one of the reasons I don't go. But it should be said that as of last year, it was about $1 trillion spent on Christmas presents here in America. On average, per person, it is said they spent almost $900 a piece, including decoration, food for the holidays. And most of that is, I guess, takes place on Black Friday, or a lot of it does, right? Because people are trying to get out there and get those deals. And then, of course, we have what we call Cyber Monday, which now, with the inception of the internet and social media, people can go on Amazon and get the steals and the deals, and every other store that has some sort of an internet connection. You can do that on Cyber Monday. But here specifically, we want to have a conversation about us, Black people. Now, we also get out there and we spend quite a bit of money. Now, I'll look specifically to see how much we spend on Black Friday as Black people. I could not get a number, but it said that we we spend the most outside of housing and food and things like that on electronics, hair care, skin care, clothing, apparel, body and I guess beauty and makeup, fragrances, and candles, Walter. I believe it or not, that we spend a lot of money on candles. Okay. So it also says that we spend about 80% of our income on needs and then 20% on wants. But I don't know how true that is. I tend to think it's probably a little bit more on wants than needs, but then I could be wrong. So with that being said, again, we're going to take your questions today. I'm going to share the link in just a few once I give Walter the floor. I'm going to see where we should be spending our money as Black people, right? Black dollars, Black Friday. Someone else also said that we should spend it with Black businesses. So we're going to get into that. So Walter, how you doing today? I'll unmute you. There you go.
No, I'm doing good. I feel fabulous. I'm not spending no money this year like I always never do on Christmas. So we could go to work on Christmas Day, as far as I'm concerned. So I don't really understand the Black Friday thing. I mean, I did when I cared about what people thought, but at this point, I don't care enough about it. I prefer to have the money in my pocket. The time you get wrapping gifts, sit in the store with idiots, and that's a good way to get into a fight or argument. People be acting nuts. I mean, if you got to be in the store at 4 a.m. to get a gift, maybe you can't afford it, or maybe you should stay home. So there's a lot of other things you could do with that money. We'll talk about that more. And I brought a friend along. He said he ain't buying It's my homeboy.
Yeah, absolutely. So Walter says he's not partaking, and trust me, he actually needs to be holding up Scrooge. Okay, Grinch don't fully tell the story.
Yeah,
Walter's like, bah humbug from my cold dead hands. Will you get money from me for Christmas? And I'm not mad at it, right? I don't spend money on Christmas either. Isaac, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And Nate, what's going on with you? It says physical media is having a resurgence. DVDs and VCR, vinyl, and cassette. Really? Oh, that's interesting. I know somebody who has a lot of people actually have VHS tapes. And let's see here. Isaac says Walmart special. Yep, they have these specials, right? Buckhorse says we are the oil to the machine. You better believe it. Thunder, he says big wall on his rooftop terrace in Medellin. He's actually in crazy. He actually in Newport Beach. Okay, I don't know. It's probably the equivalent. Brother John Nail, how you doing? Long time no see. We love and appreciate you, and we miss you. Yes, indeed. Volvo, what's going on with you? Samuel C, how are you? Hope you're having a great day. And FM, you said you ain't buying shit. And Dearness, what's going on with you? You know what, brother? You recently had a birthday. I ain't gonna tell the age that you told, but I was blown away. Brother Dearness, I was like, there is no way you are that seasoned. You look so much younger, and you probably get that all the time. So you probably need to share your secrets with us. But thank you so much for being here. So again, I want to give you guys an opportunity to come up if you want. If I've never seen you on here before and you just, have a picture in lieu of you, just show me your face really quick, and then you can blank it out. Come up and ask your question of, anything financial. If we can help answer, we will, but specifically about Black Friday, right? And I'll tell you guys what I think. If you just got to spend some money, I have some ideas. All right, so Thunder has a question. He says, does Walter hold on to them dollars with a kung fu grip like I do? I unmuted you.
It took a kung fu grip to get that money. See, I'm gonna be 55 on Saturday, and so as I get older, I just realized how stupid it was and how much money I've blown. Like I'm surrounding myself with people now. They got money all over the place. And, I don't ever hear, like, even my buddies that are rich, I don't hear them talking about blowing a bunch of money on gifts and stuff. They're always talking about reinvesting and what can we do or where can we put our money. So it's hard when, like, you make that money. You got to get up, go to work, brush your teeth, leave the one you love, go out in the cold and deal with all that stuff just to blow it. That's nuts to me. And so what I did is I just told all my family, And this was years ago. I said, I'm not buying Christmas gifts ever again. I said, if Jesus show up and tell me to buy a gift, I buy a gift. And then go for the Easter Bunny. I'm not doing eggs. Halloween. If Jack the Pumpkin King show up at my house, then I might celebrate Halloween. I just remove myself from all those distractions. And you'd be surprised how much more money you'll have. And you have to start just caring about yourself. Like my kids, I told them and they were like, but then they dropped it. They don't, but like when they open presents, they don't even look at me anymore. And I used to get my grandkids something. I stopped doing that too. I'd rather just do something with them. You know, even my girl, I'm like, I might get her something. I don't know. I might have to get her a gift. Or I may just say, you know what? Hey, we're going out to this restaurant. I'm going to take you to a steak dinner, have some wine, and that's going to be your gift. We can spend 2 hours, you know, hanging out with the rich overlooking the beach. And you can remember this way longer than you remember the perfume or the ring. Well, she's not getting the ring, not yet. It's too soon, if ever. But she'll remember the experience. And I think people remember experiences. And what's it cost to say, hey, come over, we're going to do a movie night. Or if you must blow your money, then take them somewhere nice. When's the last time your family went to a high-end restaurant? You know, you can, where I'm at, they got Four Seasons, they got all Ritz-Carlton, they got everything over here. And you can go to the bar and spend $100, you and your loved one. Have some drinks and some appetizers and be in a 5-star hotel. So you can even do stuff like that. So that's kind of my take on it. And I really don't feel any guilt about not buying gifts. I feel zero.
Thunder says a few of us decided to buy stock and whole life insurance for every newborn in the family, so we purchased AT&T. Do you recommend any particular stock?
No, actually, what I just recommend is if you're familiar with the company, just buy it. Buy companies that are big that you know. You know that you know. Well, you can't say no that they're not going to go anywhere, but like things, but places you shop. You know, like where do you go? You know, I don't know if Kmart has a ticker anymore. I think they're about gone.
Kmart is closed. I think they closed the last store a couple of months ago.
But like Target, you know, Walmart, I'm just giving you some things. If you put money somewhere, even if it doesn't grow a lot, the fact that you have it is humongous. Have you ever put money somewhere and forgot about it? Like somebody paid me on Chime, whatever the hell that is. They sent me a Chime and I got this email. Man, it took me weeks, months to get to that Chime money. It's still sitting there. And they send you a debit card. I lost it. I can't. Man, but I realized I can use it to purchase stuff. But my point being, I forgot about that money. So put money somewhere that in an asset and let it go. You know, so stocks are good, but you have to leave them there and consider that I'm going to put money in these stocks and I'm going to forget about it. Now, a better option, well, it depends on what you're trying to get done. If you're trying to like just put money away and always you don't have money in the future, like stocks are really good long term. And then you have the money you need to make things happen right now. You know, like I was talking to somebody I'm working with, and he goes, you know what, I'm 62 and I don't have a lot of money saved. You know, he told people will tell you when you're a financial planner, people will tell you everything and like the second conversation ever. And so he goes, I only have like 60 grand saved. I'm 62. What do? I said, man, go to Passport Bros and get you a YouTube subscription. And then, but the second thing I told him, I said, buy something hard that's going to produce an income. Like if you bought a piece of land and I don't care where it is, and you put an RV on it and you rented that RV out on Airbnb and VRBO, it's income stream. You know, so maybe you don't have 200 grand, but maybe you got 20, you know, or maybe you could. And the cool thing with land is you could put like 30 to 40% down and you can make payments on it. You put 30 to 40% down on anything, almost anybody will loan you the money because they got 30, 40% equity and they wish you would not pay because then they get that 30%. So and that's actually what I'm doing. And that's the fastest way, in my opinion, to build wealth. Let me explain myself. Let's say you buy stocks, and stocks are good. Just do it long term. Let's say you have $1 million in stocks. It's 20 years from now, and you've put away $500-600 a month, and you've done that for 20 years and it's done well. Now you're sitting with $1 million. The problem that people have that kind of money is how do they get a return from it? So if I have $1 million and I put it somewhere, and let's say I'm getting 4% of my money, that's $40,000 a year. That's $3,300 a month. That's coming to you from that $1 million, and that's before tax, by the way. So maybe you end up with $2,600, depending on if you have Social Security and other things. And I know Trump's talking about getting rid of tax on Social Security, so maybe that'll come to fruition. But whatever it is, you pay tax on all of your incomes. So if you're getting $2,800 net from your $1 million, what else could you do to bring on $2,800 a month? And this is where you go through. If I own something that was paying me, let's say I own a duplex in the hood somewhere, and I had two people, paying me, and I netted $1,400 a month. You don't need $1 million to buy one of those. You could do that with 30, 40, 50 down payments, fix them up, rent them out, and you got $2,800 a month. That is where rich people get ahead of most of us, and that is what I've been focusing on. So that's kind of what I would do, in addition to, the stocks. Somebody's on my black dog.
All right, so I got a couple of questions. And hello. This picture always be cracking me up. We got a couple of questions in the chat.
Who's that, Roland Martin?
Yes, he got ran up on.
Oh.
That's a conversation for a whole other day. Marjorie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay, so let's go here. Brother Samuel says, question, can you buy stock in a professional sports team?
Not at the moment, unless they're publicly traded.
Okay.
So I don't know of any at the moment.
Okay. And Brother Thunder says, would you also recommend a custodial account for U.S. savings bonds?
Probably not. What I would do, if you're putting money, you're saving money for your kids, you keep it. Don't put money in your kid's name for all kind of reasons. One, they might act a fool one day. Two, if they get in a position where they have college and they can get in based, with financial aid, if you put money in your name, that's going to go against them. So don't put money in your kid's name. Leave it in your name and do a transfer on death, or leave a beneficiary. So if you die, they get the money. You understand what I'm saying? Don't put money in your kid's name. If something happens to you and the person you left, let's say you're not with the parent anymore, and that's most people, they end up with the money. Right. And so when it comes to custodians, who do you trust to really run, to run your business, to take care of your money? You keep it in your name, write out, just write out some instructions. Here's what I want to happen to this with this money if I die. Get it notarized. Or you can put it in a document, a estate planning document, living trust, something like that. Just get it notarized, and then have instructions of who it goes to, a beneficiary, and then give them. They can say, "Oh, okay, my mama left me this. Here's how much money, and here's what I'm to do with it." That's what I would do. I don't put money in your kid's name. Even like I have kids in all my life. I have life insurance on all my kids. I own those policies. That's my money. Period.
Okay, so let's see here. And also put, if y'all have a YouTube channel or something y'all want people to follow, just put follow me in the chat so we can go and follow each other. And that's another good way to help each other, right? So if you have a channel and you really want people to follow you, just put follow me in the chat. All right, so let me get to some of these other comments. Dearness says, professional sports team. That was a good question. It really was, right? Wouldn't that be nice? To get stock, buy stock rather, in your favorite team. And I want to go back to this comment. Brother Shermy says, I saved my money. Hey, Walt, you and Demetri kept yourself together like me. I'm 66 and proud of it. Yes, as they say, black don't crack, but you got to do some things to, keep it from cracking, right? Walter will be double nickels on Sunday, right? He's more than a half a century old.
55. Is it Saturday or Sunday? Well, you know what?
Sunday. Don't get the first messed up, okay? For a whole lot of reasons.
I don't even know. I told people don't bother me. You know what I want for my birthday? Peace. Don't bother me. Don't be stressing me out. Leave cash in the envelope. I'm cool with that. Everything I need, I bought. Just give me the cash or gift certificate.
So Marjorie says, is it wise to buy stocks and products like Goodyear Automotive Products, Walter?
Yeah, that's actually okay. This is not advice, but I'm just talking, person to person. Think about stocks that are going to be here. I don't care how many robots show up, EV, electric, gas, car, drill, baby drill, whatever, they always going to be on tires. So I don't care what you do, you got to buy tires, period. So that's actually, I need to write that down. Goodyear, that's actually not a bad idea.
Brother Thunder says, yeah, the Green Bay Packers, you can invest, and SA says you can invest in an NFL team by purchasing stock, the Green Bay Packers. Okay, so that's good to know.
Oh, yeah, the Packers suck, but good luck with that money. No, those actually teams do very well. Those teams make good money. I didn't realize you could buy stock in a team. That's what's up if you can.
Oh no. Hey Shan, how you doing? I was gonna say I hope all is well, but I do hope things are just a tiny bit better, even if it's for 5 minutes. She said, Miss K, can you please give us a moment of I think it meant silence for my mother. She passed away this morning. We are just trying to handle things, please, and thank you. Yes, I remember, I think you said last week or the week before that your mom was in a hospital. And I hate to hear that she passed away. Walter and I are siblings, and our mother passed away a couple of days before Thanksgiving as well, on the 17th of November, 8 years ago.
Yeah, it was right before.
Yeah, so it makes it hard, especially around the holidays, because like most of us, your moms did some of the cooking, and she made things that no one will ever be able to make again. In fact, my daughter's like, nobody's allowed to make greens anymore because nobody's going to make them like grandma. That's what she said, right? But I say all that to say, I know it's not easy losing a mother, regardless of what time of year it is. It's always going to be a hard pill to swallow. So my prayers are with you and your family, that you get comfort. And just know that the old cliche of time heals things. I learned that more so with the passing of our mother. Time does heal. Although I want to say this to you, some people say, "Oh, you'll get over it." You won't ever get over it. I'm going to tell you that right now. However, you just learn to live without them, because let's think about it. For all of us, our mom was the first person we met, right? In the womb, and of course outside of the womb, she was probably the first person that held us. So that's the longest person you knew on earth. So my prayers are with you, and please come here and reach out to us if you need to talk about it, you need a word of encouragement or whatever. We are here for you. So my condolences to your family, most definitely. Poor George, how you doing? It says November babies are special. I'm an April baby. What are you saying? No, you're right. They're special. I don't want to see. That's just like an Aries. We just like always got to be the main character. What about me?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would change your name too, my brother. Or I'm assuming that's a man. How about Rich George?
Maybe it's a play on words. You never know.
No, I get it. No, actually, I was just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, average logical thinker. He says a doctor is worked for. He says, I think he said you work for. Said he's investing in the Packers, and every time they have an investment meeting, he gets to go to their HQ headquarters to vote. Oh, that's interesting. I don't have to buy a ticket. Do I go in there and get the box seats, food and drinks and all of that? Interesting. Hey, M, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Poor George says, any knowledge of Russian stock that were seized? Will we get our money back? I don't know about any of that at all.
Yeah, let me start by saying this, because I invest in stuff.
Just before you do, be careful what you say about Russia, because they be tripping.
I don't know anything about Russia except Sarah Palin can see it.
Oh, you stupid.
From her house. Or no, listen. Invest in stuff that you can understand, feel, see, touch. somebody made a comment about Goodyear. Tires, you're gonna have to buy tires. So invest in stuff. I hear a lot of people talking about this, or what if Russia does this? You know what I wish I would have invested in? The VIX. The VIX, the fear index, goes up and down. The day Trump won, that thing shot to the floor. You're talking about money making. Another way to invest is around events. Right now we have a ceasefire. I don't know how long that's going to last, but like if you're in front of it, you can maybe invest in things that will do better. But whatever it is, invest in something, like Coca-Cola. I don't know how they still are in business. People know how bad Coke is for you, but that's like crazy to me. I don't know. If you're going to drink Coke, have a beer, get something from it. So, but yeah, invest in stuff that that way you're not all wrecking out going, oh my God, what you doing? Just put the money away, invest in something I promise you, if you put money away and you forget about it, you will. One of my buddies, Nate, said to me, he goes, what the best thing is, the best feeling is having money saved. He goes, I've lived without having money and I've lived with money. And let me tell you, living with money is a lot better. Peace of mind. Just like I have my insurance policies, me and my kids, my whole life, my policies, I put money in them every month and I forget about them. But once in a while I go, whoa, I forgot about that money. And that stuff, it starts to make you feel better. Like I always tell people to buy land. I own a piece of land that's worth, forget what it's worth. It's up there. It's a lot more than I paid for it. And I know at the end of the day, I'm going to always have that. And I always have a place to live. And it's paid off. It's free and clear. I'm not worried about it. I know I'm going to always have that 5 acres and I'm going to always have that property. And it's peace of mind, regardless. So when you start putting together, steps like that, like money that you can forget about that, you can get to one day, I'm telling you, you'll treat your family better. You'll be nicer to people. You'll treat yourself better. You start saving money, you'll make different decisions. It'll affect who you date. You know what I'm saying? Who you let next to you. Like you start saving money and you get something to lose, your friends will change.
What do you have any insight about Bitcoin?
Hell yeah, I wish I would have bought it 6 weeks ago.
Right,
I don't know enough about it, but again, Bitcoin 20 years from now would be worth a lot more. And that's how you have to look at it. Bitcoin was pennies. I think a guy used 10,000 Bitcoin to buy a pizza one day back in the days.
Ooh.
I remember Bitcoin was like $7,000 or it was nothing. And then it went up to 20 and it crashed. And my buddy was like, oh, I'm staying in. Like fight. I don't know where Bitcoin is now, but it was approaching 100,000 when I looked at it last.
Yeah, same thing. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I say Samuel says, question is Apple, Microsoft, Nike, Adidas, or Pepsi good ideas for first-time stock buying?
Oh, I don't mess with Nike or Adidas. After Kanye and Kyrie, them loose. But you know how people are. They're going to go back to it. They're going to wear Nikes. I don't think the KKK can show up in a Nike commercial. Black people going to buy Nikes one day. So in the scheme of things, yeah, it's a good investment. Adidas too. People are going to buy those things. Name brands have a huge pull on people. But if you really want to get out and invest, maybe look into LVMH, and Louis Vuitton and the drink companies. Maybe put the money there because, rich people and rich brands do well regardless of the economy. Period. I don't care. You go somewhere to a wealthy neighborhood or wealthy environment, inflation is not messing with them. I mean, it's bothering them, but they're not like looking at $10 strawberries like me and going, oh, hell to the no. You know what? I'm going to wait.
Especially when they're going to go bad in 5 minutes after you take them up out the store. Mm-hmm. So do you have any, I want to expound on that of cryptocurrency? I know you talked about Bitcoin, but do you have any advice in general for cryptocurrency?
Here's what I would do. Just start and put the money there. Like, you know what I considered putting money in? Doge again. Remember Dogecoin?
I know. I wish I had some.
I'm thinking about it.
I
You know why I'm thinking about it? Because with Donald Trump and Elon and Vivek Ramaswamy,
Man.
I'm telling you, I know Elon and Vivek, they still billionaires. They still think what they pocket. Yeah, they want America great again, but they want their pocket to be fatter again. So if I was going to invest in cryptocurrency, I'd do something like that is pennies or next to nothing, or that Inu, that Shibu, whatever. Like
I have Shibu.
I would do that.
Yeah, I have Shibu.
Put money in it. Forget about it. You know, and if some miracle happens where, Shiba's $1 one day, and you own 100 million, whatever, I don't know what it is. You can buy it for 0.000 next to nothing. But you want to be like, if something happens like a miracle, you want to put yourself in a position to do it. So, and again, the sodas, unfortunately, people are going to keep drinking sodas. I don't know, with RFK now running the HHS, I don't know. I think some of those companies, if he lives, some of those companies are going to have issues. But people are going to drink Coke and Pepsi. I would invest in alcohols. People are going to continue to drink. What else? Just consumer stuff people are going to buy.
So Thunder says, what is your opinion about collectibles like artwork, antiques, Tiffany lamps? Ooh, I'd love to have one of those, or luxury handbags.
If you buy them and hold them, but you got to hold them though. Like I have a couple Louis Vuitton and some Hermes belt. I'd beat that belt up so bad it ain't gonna be collectible to nobody. But I don't know. The time will tell. If I was going to invest in something like that, I'd invest in art over a Louis bag. The problem with Louis, they make so many of them. So I would, invest in art. There's actually an app for that. You can follow Nancy Pelosi. There's an app for that. You can follow her investment. That's a great idea.
Right. And you're right now, yeah, I was logical thinker. Doge, yeah. I remember when it first started, we all had some. Some of us jumped out when and got a lot of money, and some of us jumped out and got some money. But yeah, that, and then poor George said, is that what, 7 cents? Is that what it is now? Which is significantly higher than it was when we first got it. Doge, that is. But yeah, people are definitely going to be thinking about that. Like I said, DK, you're gonna have to buy a church lady. I know. It's the hot flashes. I've been having a hot flash for the last 5 minutes. It's just like, and it's not even hot here. Tomorrow, believe it or not, today it said it was 83. It felt a lot cooler, but tomorrow here it is going to be, hold on. I said it's going to be 70, and then it's going to dip into the 60s tomorrow. It did say it was going to be 50s, but who knows? This weather is bipolar. But yeah, I'm going to have to do something. In the Mix Radio, how you doing? It says, I said, to FBA-owned businesses only. Oh, so foundational Black American businesses only. Yeah, I'm going to get into some suggestions in just a second. We got about 20 more minutes here. You also say, Thunder, what platform would you recommend to purchase cryptocurrency on? I know you can do it on there's almost all of them.
Yeah, at this point,
I have I do it on crypto.com. You can do it on Coinbase. I think maybe you could do some on Stash, Webull. I don't mess with Robinhood anymore, so I don't know exactly what they're doing. I need to go over there and see if I got some stock on Robinhood, because I got rid of my app. But yeah, so it's various platforms you can do it. Some platforms do some, and some don't do. You know what I mean? So they kind of do different things. Does that make any sense? Mike Nice, he says that Coke will knock off rust off your car battery. Yeah, I'm not a soda drinker. I do like soda, but I don't drink it because it's bad for you. But if I do, I try to drink a healthier soda. Now I'm going to preface that a healthier soda means not made with high fructose corn syrup and all the other chemicals. Natural soda would be, pure cane sugar or something like that. Sugar is not good for you, but I'm saying if I was going to drink it, it's not going to be with the high fructose corn syrup. We weren't having problems in America the way we have now, even onset diabetes, until they introduced high fructose corn syrup into our diets, right? So most of the stuff that we eat, especially processed foods, is made with high fructose corn syrup. Not good. And so that's why I'm looking forward to RFK Jr. getting in there and getting rid of a lot of the chemicals and things like that. Because you think about it, I was having this conversation with somebody. We actually have the conversation often about how it seems it's so hard for Americans to lose weight, even though you're working out and you're trying to, eat better. It just seems like it's harder than it used to be. And you would think it has to be due to a lot of the chemicals. Now, I don't know if y'all saw, I think it was yesterday or the day before, the Biden administration says that they're now going to be proposing that Medi-Cal, Medicaid, or whatever it is, allow people to get the weight loss drugs like Wegovy, Ozempic, and things like that. Because now you have to go to the doctor, and I think it's upwards of $1,000 or so. I don't know, for a supply.
Yes, that shit is such a scam. I'm telling you, anytime Joe Biden, Smo Biden, Kamala Harris, Johnson, I don't care, Trump, whoever. Listen, you guys, if you need to inject yourself with the weight loss drug that is going to have you growing a third eye and a foot in 10 years, and I get it, Ozempic is everywhere, but that is a key sign of laziness. Here's what you do. I'm telling you, if you cut out the processed foods, I know it's hard because the stuff tastes amazing. I know I went to a drag race at my house and In-N-Out was there. One of my guests stayed in my house, works for In-N-Out. She was like, yo, listen, you have free In-N-Out. And I ate one of those burgers. Oh my God, it's the best thing I ever had. But I just know when I woke up in the morning, I felt like a different person. And I know, and In-N-Out is one of the better fast food joints because they do the stuff fresh. But
yeah, it is.
The processed foods is killing us. And yeah, it costs more to eat better. But you either spend the money now or you spend the money later. My buddy Terrell, who I love so much, said something to me one day, and that really had me slow down. He was talking about one of his relatives that's heavy, and he goes, she's not old healthy, not just she's like fat old or something like that. Like when you see people that are obese that are old, they're gonna die a miserable death. Diabetes, this, that. You realize during COVID, it wasn't COVID that killed Americans. It was the disease. The average person that died from COVID in America had 3.8 chronic illnesses. That is what killed them. In Haiti, nobody took the shot. And their death was like the number was crazy. Like 1 in a million or 2 in a million. In America, it was like 300 in a million. The number was staggering. So what it comes down to is what you put in your body. And yeah, can you misbehave? Sure. Like I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself, but maybe cut it down. Like me, I like to go to the grocery store. I go to the grocery store almost every other day. I like to buy my stuff fresh, and it is more money. But sooner or later, that chicken is going to come home to roost. I don't do chicken either, by the way. Chicken is worse than beef by far for all kind of reasons. So just cut out the processed stuff and cut out sugar when you can. Now, don't get it twisted. I'll tear scones up with some chocolate and I'll get down. But I do it like Barry White. I play some music, you know what I'm saying? I light a candle and I'll eat it. I make an event out of eating this chocolate because I know what I'm doing to my body. You know what I'm saying? It's like getting somebody pregnant. For the rest of your life, you're going to feel that. So I enjoy, I don't know why I came up with that, but I enjoy the moment. That's cool. But like you waking up and doing coffee and a donut and putting sugar and coffee in you're killing yourself. That will help you.
Yeah, definitely. And Thunder says if you
You'll
had
be richer.
You're saving the money. Thunder says if you had a paid off house with $250, would you use that house as leverage for a multi-family home worth $900? So I think you meant $250,000. So would you use it as leverage for a multi-family home worth $900,000?
The answer is I don't know. I'd have to see the property. It sounds like a great idea, But if your house is paid off and is worth 250, if you're thinking about selling it, put the money somewhere safe. And then if you're going to go into a $900,000 house, it's going to cost you, if it's 4 units and under, it's going to take you, you're going to need 10% down. So that's going to be 90 grand plus closing costs and blah, 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 blah. You're looking at 100 grand. But if it puts you in a position where your rents are higher than the mortgage, then strong J, go for it. But leave a bunch of cash sitting. So yeah, it could be a good idea. Now, for those of you in Florida, Texas, Louisiana, Arizona, where the real estate market is just crashing, like you guys are in the house. And I think next year is going to get worse. Like you already, the crazy part about real estate is a lot of people aren't seeing it. But it is happening, especially if you're in Florida and some of those places, man, real estate is dropping. So if you do have a house that's paid off and you do want to sell it, make sure you put it back in real estate. All of it. Don't go spending it. Don't just put it back in real estate. You know, at 250, you can probably get you a couple spots like that. You know, and even if if you're able to make $300 or $400 a person times 4 units, it's $1,500. That adds up. So, and if you're real serious about that, hit me up, DM me, whatever, we can talk about it. But that's not a horrible idea.
So, first off, I'd like to say a big giant happy birthday to Mike Nice. Happy birthday and happy, I guess, if you celebrate, right? Turkey Day. Your birthday is on Thanksgiving. And I
Gobble,
guess
gobble.
Gobble, gobble, happy birthday and all of that. Hopefully you get the big piece of turkey.
Yeah.
For your birthday. So yeah, and we wish you many, many more. Hey Diane, how you doing? Hope you're doing well.
I'm gonna address poor George here. Houses are getting cheaper. See, one thing you guys need to do is we need to see what's going on. There's a good YouTube channel called Reventure. It's a cat. He goes through the real estate market every day, prices, what's going on. Arizona, Vegas, Louisiana, Florida, Texas are getting murdered. If you bought a house in Austin, Texas 3 years ago, you are underwater like a shark. Houses are getting cheaper. Think about this for a second. You have record inflation, record interest rates. When is the last time we had high interest rates and high inflation? And a migrant community that's out of this world and AI coming for your jobs. Like I'm telling you guys, do not be sitting on the couch like, oh, it's about to get dirty. And I voted for Trump. I love the Conservative Party, but don't get it twisted. Those are business people. I'm not sitting there going, Trump is going to help the world. He's a businessman. Period. These guys are going to take care of themselves. And if the market gets rocky and they need to let the housing market go, they'll do it. So you guys need to be focused on that. I mean, if you don't believe houses are going down, go to Austin, Texas, look at the price in 2021, 22, and look at the house right now. They're down 30, 40%. So California hasn't started to slow, but there are more houses on the market. They're sitting longer. So you want to just be, this YouTube channels in the news, like CNBC, Bloomberg, keep your eyes on that stuff. Every day they're talking about housing prices falling in certain geographical areas.
Absolutely. So. And poor George, yes, happy birthday, belated birthday, the 24th, to you. Hope you had a wonderful birthday. And I don't know if you're like a lot of people, it's my birthday month. But if it is, continue celebrations to you as well. Monica, how you doing? It says, hi, Dimitri and Walter. What's your opinion on importance, the Black family understanding NFTs and us using blockchain to store money in crypto so the man can't take it as a plan to implement digital money?
So I'm going to give you the answer. And do you know where I'm going with this? Money don't have a color, number one. There's no such thing as the man. And there's men probably, but I don't know if there's one man. I know we always say the man. This is tough for people to hear, But when you invest, take color out of the picture. I am telling you, some of the biggest moves I've made, some of my most financial successes have been with people from other races. And I know people say, oh, you got to be black, you got to invest in black. As a black person, just invest the money somewhere. Wouldn't it be nice to take race out of the equation? Because that gives you one more thing that you have to focus on. Okay, I'm going to invest, but now I got to do it with a black company. That's insane to me. What you do is invest your money and protect your black family. If every black family invested and then turn that money to help their own black family, the black community would be stronger. I'm telling you, invest the money. I don't know enough about blockchain and crypto to give you advice, but put the money where you can see it and feel it. You know, start putting some money away and start buying things that you know are going to be of value. You know what I do? Sometimes I buy used cars. I go out, beat somebody up over the head financially and go, okay, he's smoking crack, I'm going to buy that. Or I go to an auto auction where homeboy bought his car for 50 grand and now it's at the auction for 3,800 and I sell it to somebody for 68. Like, those are investments. Buy low, sell high. You guys, I know it sounds too easy, but I'm telling you, I'm driving this. Remember the old BMW, the convertible, the 97 M3? I got a black one for $2,500, 100,000 miles, black BMW convertible, 5-speed. That thing is a monster.
Give it to me for Christmas.
A hell to no! I'm selling it. It's sitting in front of my house right now. I paid $2,500 for this car. Somebody offered me $4,000 yesterday. I was like, no, I'm gonna wait for a few more days. I'm gonna wait till the weekend till the people that like to blow their money show up. My point being, buying low, selling high. Like someone mentioned art. Art's a good idea if you can hold on to it. Even if you buy something that doesn't appreciate a lot, the fact that money is sitting there is huge because you have access to that money. You know, when you have assets and things, you could sell them. And
silver and gold?
Silver and gold. I mean, I don't know enough about them. I know they go up and down. But like if you have gold, just be prepared to hold on to it for a long time. You know, that's, I don't know enough about it to say buy it. I used to follow gold. I just stopped. It just seemed too boring to me. And day traders get murdered. Most day traders get murdered. There's a few, I would say out of 100 day traders, maybe 5-10 of them do well. Because in order to make money, somebody else has to lose. So I would just buy something that you're familiar with. I don't care what it is. Buy something that you're familiar with. Like if you can go to Alibaba and get the Grinch for $2.50 and sell them on Amazon for $10, you could do this. This is how people get the rich. I'm shaking the Grinch. He's probably tired. I mean, like, this is how, like, I'm renting this house. Me and my girl in Newport Beach. It's super cheap. If I told you how cheap it was, you would kill yourself. But I'm talking to my neighbors, and they're like, oh, my mom, I inherited this from her, and she used to own a little store, and she had 2 or 3. She bought low, and she sold high. Most of these people here on these $10 million homes, they bought them a long time ago, and they sell a product that they can sell a bunch of.
Somebody has a little bit of constructive criticism for you. Says, Demetria, please tell this guy to go away. He's talking about health. Yeah, as you just exhaled.
I was waiting for somebody to come with that. What took so long? Jesus.
Oh, what? He was tricking us or something?
First of all, cigars you don't inhale, like cigarettes. And some of the oldest people in the world smoke cigars. George Byrne, my poison king. But I get it. I always say that, oh, you smoke cigars.
You know what, though? It's so funny, not to cut you off. Last week, I was watching some documentary, and it was he's gone on now, but it was a black man. At the time, he was the oldest, I think, World War II veteran alive. He was 112. And he says that he drank whiskey often, and he smoked cigars. And he said the same thing you said. He says, I don't inhale. I just do it for the taste. He says, but I've been doing this all my life. I think he ended up being 113 or so or whatever. But 112 is not bad.
Here's what people don't understand about cigar smokers. One, they are the richest people in the world. They're the more relaxed. And they smoke cigars versus doing other things like drugs and drinking excessively. when me and my buddies get together and smoke cigars, we just sit there and we chill and we can relax and think. I'm telling you, some of my most healthiest, wealthiest people smoke cigars. That's why I picked it up. I'm sitting there smoking a cigar and relaxed, and I'm thinking about my money and my moves and what could I do differently and what can I do to make my kids' life better. I'm thinking about these things. So, cigars, I'm not saying you should take it up, but you don't inhale them. And cigars are made of plants, all natural. And you weed smokers, like if you want to really, I mean, well, you smoke weed to get a buzz. So cigars are never going to do that for you unless you inhale it.
Yeah, and Brother Dono, you say it's always good to have gold and silver. It's the wealth of the future, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches. Yes, and I remember, was it for the minister's 90th birthday? Everyone in the nation got together. Was it 90 ounces? Brother, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was 90 something. It was a lot. It's a lot of gold. Yeah, absolutely right. We also know that was a currency that Muammar Gaddafi was trying to move toward away from the dollar, and he is no longer here thanks to the Obama administration. So yeah, gold is definitely a good investment. If you notice too, they have these trade in your gold shops predominantly in the Black neighborhoods, do they not? Because they know eventually one day or another we're going to fall on hard times, and so we're going to have to go trade in our gold, and they're going to give us a little bit of money for it. You know, hey, here's what I can offer you, and they're going to melt it down, press it together, make it into bars, and do what they do with it. So yeah, absolutely, gold and silver is definitely a hot commodity. People just need to learn a little bit more about it. But yeah, I remember back in the day, people used to have these gold parties, and I guess they work for some company or whatever. So they remember, and they tell everybody, get your friends, your girlfriends, your homeboys, and everybody, have them come over. We're gonna have this gold party. We're gonna have chicken wings and drinks and stuff, and then we're gonna weigh all the gold one by one in front of everybody, and then we're gonna say, oh, your gold is worth $900, and they give you $900, but what they ain't telling you, it's really probably worth $3,000, right? So everybody's, yay! But they're taking that gold and they're compounding it, right? Because they know it's worth. So you're absolutely right, brother. Absolutely.
Buy it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with holding an asset. Even if the asset depreciates some, the fact that you have it is huge. I'm telling you, even if you got to get used to owning stuff, and you have to get used to owning things that are going to stand the test of time, like things that people need. Like for instance, if you don't follow Cody Sanchez, she's the bomb. She's a business. She's Mexican. She's not Black, so I don't know how you feel about that. Me, I take advice from all races. I don't care if a green chick showed up, her and Captain Kirk, and had a good investment idea. I would sit down and talk to him. So just put money in places that you understand. I'm telling you, and put as much away and start telling your kids and family, no. No is a complete sentence. I'm not doing it. My kids know when they come over here for Christmas and we're getting together this Friday, we're not doing turkey because I can't do birds. We might do some Cornish hens because my father struck the idea this morning, telling me he's cooking a Cornish hen. I go, okay, that's a good idea, and you don't have to take it home. But me and my kids get together and they know we're talking money. What are we doing with our future? Blah, 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 blah. That's it. And I don't really buy them a lot of gifts, but I do give them the gift of time. And that's huge.
Nobody want that. I'm just playing. What are you smoking, by the way? I mean,
if you go to International Cigars, there's a website. You can buy cigars for $2 a piece. And they'll ship them to your house. You just have to sign for them since it is a cigarette product. You have to sign for them. You'll get a big old box for like $40. So that's kind of what I would do. 90 Troy ounces. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say this out loud. I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud. But another way to get wealthy is to start an organization that you can lead. Yeah, pork can kill you, but like, start something that you can lead. People always want to deal with the speaker. Churches, organizations. I don't care what it is. If you start a booster club and you are the head of it, that money comes into the booster club and you determine what to do with it. I'm not going to hate on preachers and people that run big organizations or politicians, but like, how is it that you become a senator? You are a bartender, you become a senator or congresswoman, and you're worth $5 million 6 years later.
Talking about AOC.
I ain't gonna say no names,
When
and
you
I'm not
talking about
mad at her.
AOC,
I'm not mad at her because I'm trying to do the same. I am seriously thinking about running for some kind of office. I don't care. My boy runs, he's a council member in LA. He goes, man, I get paid 10 grand a year. I don't have to show up and do nothing. But you know, I'm right next to the money and I'll be right there when they're making decisions. And best believe I'm gonna take care of me. So that is like it is what it is. And I know I made a joke about TD Jakes. I hope he's in better health. It just sucks too, because I like TD Jakes. It just sucks with the puppy and the P. Diddy thing and all that stuff. I just feel like we about to lose a whole bunch of celebrities to strokes and disappearance and all kinds of stuff.
disappearance, damn. Where they going?
When's the last time you saw Jay-Z, Jennifer Lopez on camera? The list goes on. And all the people that came out for Kamala, all the P. Diddy people. I mean, most of them got paid, but you get the point. Start something, and this is crappy. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but start something and you become the leader. TD Jakes is a smart dude, but I guarantee you having a church helps. Now, especially if you want to help those people to the promised land, even better. And I'm just using churches as to kind of be funny, but like start something where you could be the leader, because everyone wants to speak to the speaker. The Menendez brothers have more holes than Snoop Dogg, and they murdered their parents in cold blood. The point I'm making is, and it's on Netflix, so the movie's everywhere.
Yeah, I started to watch it.
It's a horror. I watched like 20 minutes. I turned it off. It was
maybe that's why I didn't finish watching it. I watched like 3 episodes.
That movie was horrible, and they did their parents bad. And my parents whooped my ass. I never thought about shooting them. Okay, maybe once.
Well, they said that the daddy was,
whatever.
Yeah.
So the daddy was rubbing your nuts. Okay, but so you shoot him?
I think that's probably that's worth a pew pew.
Okay, but you plan it? I mean, come on now. Why did you shoot the mother?
Well, it sounds like because she was okay with it, I guess. But they're close to getting out. They're the parent siblings are like, let them out now. So their aunties and uncles want them to be free. Obviously, Kim Kardashian, she's involved with that as well. And trying to get them out. So
the point I'm making is be ahead of something. To be good at something. The Menendez brothers, when they get out, they're gonna have so many fans and people chasing them, and this woke environment. They'll be able to go to a restaurant and be like, yeah, you killed your parents, they were touching you funny. Like, what the hell? Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on
and to Brother Reggie's point, you got a lot of these legends. Juice Crew legend TJ Swan, he just died, and a whole host of other men in the rap industry in their 50s, and it really sounds like in their 50s are just passing away.
I'm telling you, man, P. Diddy got so many people on tape. It's about to go down. Seriously, if you ever thought about getting into entertainment, this would be the time, because there's going to be a lot of vacancies. I promise you. So, but just start. My point was start an organization. I don't care what it is. Start something, become the leader. Those people will trust you to make financial decisions. You want to do the right thing by them, but it's a good way. Like if I start an organization, I got 1,000 members and I say, hey, we're buying this apartment complex. Everybody pitch in. And we're going to split it 50-50. I'll run it, do all the work. You put in the money, we'll split it up the middle. That's how people get rich. You see them saying? But my neighbors, they're loaded over here. And I'm just, I told one of my friends.
Poor little old you just hanging out.
Listen, I told one of my friends, I'm going to leave them both nameless. She said I wasn't black. Because I felt too comfortable with white people. And I said, you know what? What is that? How does that serve us by not being comfortable around a race of people?
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't comfortable around them.
You are. I don't care. I will walk into the Middle East, into a room. I don't care who's in the room. When opportunity is there, people, I'm telling you, your color matters. When you get around people that are doing well, your color matters very little. Some of my biggest investments, some of my biggest opportunities, have come from people from multiple different races, and they never asked me about my race. You know who cares about my race more than anybody? The black people that are using it as fear, or the people that make money from it. Like if I hear Al Sharpton and Joy, what's her name? Joy. Oh Lord, I can't. Joy Reid.
Because we know Al Sharpton love white people because he was sure getting money from Donald Trump.
The funny part is him, and where in the hell is Jesse Jackson? Why is he so quiet? I know he's sick, but
he's like 88 years old, and I think he got some health issues.
Really?
Yeah.
Joe Biden's
82. When they was gonna nominate Kamala officially, he was there. They wheeled him out and stuff.
Yeah, but why is he nominating Kamala when Donald Trump gave him the money to be president? That's what I don't get. Black people, we need to cut this fear thing. Like when I talk to my friends, half of them say, oh, Donald Trump's going to do this to black people. Black people have never had it better in the history of the world as they do right now. We have more black millionaires, billionaires. I have majority of my black friends do well, live in big houses, drive nice cars, have money saved. I know very few black people that are struggling. And even some of them be like, oh, I'm black. No. The fact that you're black gives you a better chance to do better. Because the world looks at you based on what we tell them. Oh, we got to work harder. Joe Biden, you got to work 10 times harder. And so I think they want to work with us. That's affirmative action. Being a black and then being able to perform. There's nobody better. Look at every single art, sport, business. Think about it. I don't care where you put black people that excel. They run the planet. The problem with black billionaires is they don't talk about it. There's so many black billionaires, you don't even know their name. They don't say a word. Like the dude that owns all those restaurants, he owns like 600 restaurants.
Who?
My point exactly. Nobody knows who he is.
I mean, I knew about 999.
Oh, Herman Cain, they did him bad. Black people treated Herman Cain so bad. Anyways. So
nobody
cut the race up
at the Trump rally with no mask on.
I went to a Trump rally. Let me tell you something.
I
had so many people hugging me, trying to kiss me. And this lady tried to kiss me. This old white lady walked up on me. Was like, oh, I was like, girl, back up. I don't know where those lips have been. I have never had so many people walk up and hug me and hand me a beer. I swear to God.
Was it closed?
Man, people walking by with 6-packs, and there wasn't a lot of us. I saw maybe, I'm guessing, a couple hundred black women and maybe 300-400 black dudes, mostly Mexicans at the rally. I saw more of them than anybody, which is weird since Donald Trump is talking about deporting people. But I have never had so many people like come out and just hug me. And my boy was like, oh, be careful, don't get lynched. I said, man, I'm having to beat these white women off me with a stick. It's insane out here. I was on Facebook Live. I showed it. So we need to cut the fear thing. That's not doing black people any good. It's just giving you something else to focus on instead of focusing on the money. And money's not our God, but and that's another problem we black people have. Stop saying shit like that. Money, in God we trust, is on the dollar bill. If my lights start flickering,
go to the casino and they hit the jackpot, they say, "Thank you, Jesus."
Jesus ain't got nothing to do with it.
It was a joke. I'm just playing.
I know, but it's true. Jesus ain't got nothing to do with it. He don't hand out Emmys, Grammys, Oscars. Jesus don't hand out none of that stuff. The point I'm making is people get money and religious confused. Get the money. Because when I say to people, oh, get wealthy, get this, and they go, oh, I'm healthy in God. No, you're not, because you broke and you're praying for a miracle every week in church. Stop telling that lie. And it's funny how some of our most famous religious leaders in the black community are rich as hell. I guarantee you couldn't get in T.D. Jakes' gate in his community. And I don't care who the black
leader is. The door of his office in the church without having to talk to the man. And go talk to the man next to that man and the man next to that man. And then the man go knock on the door and ask the man inside T.D. Jakes' office if you can go talk to him.
And this goes for all religious leaders, black, white. I don't care. You're not getting to Joel Osteen's door. You're not getting to Farrakhan's door. You're not getting to nobody's door. They understand money, how it works. Like, look, you said it yourself, Farrakhan got 90 ounces of gold. Do you know how much money that is? 90 ounces of gold, a troy ounce? Are you kidding? Man, at 18, 19, whatever it is.
Alone. F him crazy. You better stop.
Oh,
You're right. We're not gonna rebuke it. Listen. Why
I'm not going in on TD Jakes. I don't know.
No,
I'm just saying.
No.
Started a church and now he's got suits and businesses and he's very, very successful.
I will say this. I've had people ask me about TD Jakes. I don't have an opinion about TD Jakes because I don't know what happened to TD Jakes. I don't know, what's going on in his life or any of that kind of stuff. I just know that I'm not one to be judging people because, you better be happy that nobody's judging you because we're not perfect. I don't know, right? But I see a lot of people making fun of him. There's not been any solid allegations. Listen, I don't follow TD Jakes at all. I've never been to his church. I don't even think I've watched a full sermon of TD Jakes. And y'all could, I don't know if that makes me a bad person or whatever. I just never have.
No, I don't make you a bad person.
But
some of those churches, they go hard to paint with the purple shoes on and the purple jackets. It's hard to see the message through the clothes. It's insane to me.
Let me say something too. And hello to everybody that's come on here. We're actually about to get out of here. But I say a lot of people who are raising their eyebrows about Walter.
We ain't going nowhere.
Yes, we are. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I'm tired. I haven't been to sleep in 2 days.
I've been working all day. My behind has been in this chair all day since early this morning to right now. But anyway, so I see a lot of people raising their eyebrows about Walter. I'll tell you all this. Walter,
they always do.
Right. I'm gonna say Walter ain't for everybody. Walter's straight to the point, and he's like, "Do you want some money or not? Do you want to figure out how to get to the money? All that other stuff, that's great. But I'm trying to teach y'all how to get to the money. So, as I said,
and I'm like Donald Trump. People, and it's funny, Black people are the only people that do this to me. I don't know about him. I don't know where he's from. I'm telling you how to get money, how to get rich. I don't care what color you are. And Black people, we are the only people that I know of that go with their color first before they make a financial decision. No other race does that. Kamala Harris got 89% of Black women. Like, we vote, we do everything as blocks. I do not get it. But yet we go into these organizations where Black people are being used. Like we were talking about Nike and Adidas. If it was up to Hitler, and by the way, Adidas was started by two Nazis. Don't get it twisted. Volkswagen German, Porsche, VW, those are Nazi organizations. All you people, oh my God, I'm driving a Benz and I'm driving a Ford, and they would have hung your Black behind faster than a Jew. They were
all right. Now what is you drinking? Because certain conversations we can't really be having on here like that.
I'm just making a point. We need to start thinking about money. I don't care what color you are. I do not care. Like, I'll tell you, case in point. My neighbor downstairs, he's white and she's Asian. And I swear to God, they text me, hey, you want to go? The hockey game I went to the other day, we had front row seats.
It looked cold.
It was cold in there, but we were in the front row. Like, I was slapped, like banging on the glass. The hockey players were crashing right in front of me. Not once did I think, she's Asian, he is white. Maybe I shouldn't accept this invitation for these front row seats to this hockey game. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to just be open to opportunity. And then if you want to get rich, and then if you want to become racist, then you do that then. But get the money first. Period. Stop with the race stuff. And I don't care what you say about me. When I took my financial business and I turned it to only help Black people, I was sleeping on my sister's couch. And she'll tell you, the year before I made $300,000, and the next year I was like, I'm only going to help Black people. Man, I was sleeping in the backseat of my car because I was focusing on race instead of the money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I agreed. I mean, there's a lot of money to get after out there, I know people have varying opinions about money. One of the greatest to ever do it, one of the greatest is Reverend Ike. He was one of those pastors in the 60s and the 70s, 80s. Most of our parents listened to Reverend Ike. He had the pompadour and he had the nice suits and the big giant church and Cadillacs on hills, like literally, right? He says, it's not the love of money that is the root of all evil. He says it's the lack of money. That's the root of all evil. And he says, people get mad at me all the time because I speak about money in church. I speak about the power of positive thinking. I think, I speak about us having things, especially within our community. He was Black, by the way, highfalutin and everything. But he says, basically, we are taught, especially in the church, just, grin and bear it right now. And then when you go to heaven,
the Lord gonna help you in the afterlife.
To go,
I want my money now.
And that's what he said. I want my money now. He says, because imagine all the things that people do. They don't have money. It's a prison full of people like, I wouldn't be here if I had the money. There's a woman right now on Bissonnette. Y'all live in Houston. You know what Bissonnette is about, okay? She wouldn't be there if she had the money. There's a lot of people doing some strange things for the change right now.
Oh, it's going to be a Benson. That's going to be cracking soon as the economy starts to slow down.
Yeah, and Patrice, nobody's saying, nah, we're not talking about the race stuff. We're going to always do that. However, we need to learn how to get to the money. And I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I too was of that mindset. Oh, where, money is bad and blah, blah, blah. And then when I really didn't have none one time, I was like, damn, it sure would be nice to have some money. You know what I mean? So I know, and especially in our community, it's taboo in a way to speak about having money because, especially if you think about a Democrat mindset and even the church mindset, the Democrats tell you, oh, Trump and them are billionaires and millionaires, and they're going to only care about them. Kamala telling you that out of her millionaire mouth. That having money is bad. In the church, we're told the same thing. Oh, just, come on in here and serve on to the Lord. And then when you die, you're going to walk on streets of gold and you're going to see all this milk and honey and all the cattle on the hill. I don't even know if we have a stomach in heaven. Do we even eat?
That is a lie. They're lying to you. Kamala Harris, she is in Hawaii right now in the suite of the Mondavi family. Are you kidding me? Like, think about this for a second.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish though. Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Mm-hmm.
But think about this. Let's bring race into it, okay? Nothing to know about Bissonnette. I don't think you be over there though.
Can you text me the coordinates of Bissonnette?
Nah.
Sometimes it get a little lonely.
The closest you can get to Bissonnette is go on Tubi and watch the movie about it, okay? But think about this in regards to race. Right now, we're going to go over time. Y'all know I was trying to get out of here. Think about money in regards to race, right? Let's go all the way back to the plantation, even though none of us were there. Our ancestors were told, you take all this we giving you. When I say we white people, the master, right? When you take all this that we giving you, and just know that when you take it, and you're such a good servant, when you die, after all, we done rode you hard and put you away wet. That's not a sexual term. Okay, that's what they used to do to horses. Then when you die, you're going to be washed. What? White as snow. You're going to be cleansed, and you're going to get all the things that you watch me and Miss Ann get. Okay? After you bending over and had to pick 300 pounds of cotton. Do you know how much 300 pounds of cotton is? That's a lot. And for those that didn't pick that 300 pounds of cotton, guess what they got? They got something they did not want. So while we as Black people, even back then, never minding that we come from kings and queens, and they had said that Mansa Musa, if he was alive today, would still be the richest man in the world, and he was a Black man, okay? From Timbuktu. Y'all look it up. So what I'm saying is, even back then, we were taught to be poor, and your reward is later on after you get done enduring all this horror. And even today, in some of the churches, yeah, they'll talk about prosperity, but why is it that the pastor is the only one getting out of the parking lot of a big giant long car SUV? He's got all the gators and the Italian suits on, and his wife, she looked like she stepped off a runway, and the kids too. But yes, Sister So-and-so is catching the bus to get to church after she's been told Sunday after Sunday, sow a seed of faith. That seed of faith is her light bill money Then she go home and then she ain't got no lights. But see, the Bible also tells you to be wise. Do not throw your pearls onto the swine. And yes, there are swine in the church. So I say all that to say, we as Black people, we are, as my dad says, descendants of pyramid builders, okay? We got to get out of the mindset of lack and woe. Oh, money is bad. Oh, you know, this, that, because white people, they're praying, allegedly, to the same God that our ancestors were praying to. Why do things work out differently for them? You don't think our ancestors was in those fields calling to the Jesus that they were taught to call to and say, help me? Why are my people enduring this horror? Why are my people going to go home after picking all this cotton, and I say home loosely, into a slave shack that you could see all through during the winter, the summer, bugs and snakes and everything else going up and through those slave shacks? You don't think they prayed to that same God? So the question I have is, what were the white people doing differently than Black people in slavery? We know they had a different circumstance, but even now, and I know there's systemic and institutional racism, but I'm saying outside of that, y'all got me sweating like I'm preaching a sermon. But we got to get out of that mindset that, oh, well, you know, money is bad. No, money ain't bad. Money is going to make it easy for you to take your ass to the store. The first is coming up. It's going to make it easy for you to pay rent or whatever it is you need to do. Because I've been on both sides of it, not having no money, and that surely sucked because I was mad at everybody.
All the time.
Man, I was angry. It's not fair. And you know who got on me? God rest my mama's soul. I was taking my master's, my courses for my master's degree, and I didn't have a car. I just got out of divorce. Things were horrible. I had hardly no money. I was cleaning houses. I had a BA degree working on my master, cleaning houses with Walter's friend, who he taught to get the business, and she hired me to help her do that. Okay. I didn't have no money. My mom sat down next to me. She came to visit me, and I don't have no car. Oh, things are bad. She says, you have a defeatist mindset. She says, is your credit good? I said, yeah, my credit is good. She says, go on down there and get you a car. Tell them you work for me. I don't have no money. Do you want a car or not? Yeah. So I went and I did everything she did, and I didn't have to put no money down for a car, and the rest was history. The other person was Walter. He said, stop making excuses and get after it. And guess what I did? I got after it. Now, am I where I want to be financially? No, but I tell you what, I don't worry about having to pay the rent no more, because that was a real concern of mine probably 5-6 years ago. Every time the first is going to come around, like, damn. Because I believe one time I asked Walter, hey, let me hold something.
I was like, hell to no.
He was like, you got to get it together. You got to figure out what it is you can do and go do that. And that's what I've been doing ever since. So that's all I have to say about that. But we got to stop. We have to stop thinking, we just have to go after
like for real.
Praise him. Hey, now where's my cape?
You know what I'm saying? Like, wipe the sweat off. Black people, we are more talented. A comedian told a joke. I can't remember his name. He made a joke about Jewish men wanting to be black. And I swear to God, I was like, he's telling the truth. It's true. Everybody wants to be us, but the only people that don't want to be us is us. Every time we got to start with race. Oh my God, you black, you gotta be careful. You gotta watch out for master. That shit is nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Walter probably got a phone call or something.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Money called. I had to take this.
Oh, go ahead. I got it. We about to get out of here.
Go ahead. Give me 30 seconds.
Yeah, you got it. And the Open Bill podcast. How you doing, by the way? It says Reverend Ike was saying the same thing Elijah Muhammad was saying. Make your own heaven here. Yes, heaven is here. There, like you say, there's no mystery, God. There is no place in the sky. It's here. We have been brainwashed to think otherwise is true. And so we pass that ideology, that false ideology, down to our kids. Money bad. And then we hate on people with money. You know what I mean? So we are very talented. Heaven is here. We need to be striving for that every day. Ladies, so
yes, there's too much money on this planet. I'm telling you. God is my witness. And I'm not talking about swing low. I'm talking about like I'm in a this is considered Newport Beach is a tourist town. People only come here to hang out. The people that own these houses don't even like come down here. There's too many people. I'm down here right now. It is Wednesday night. I see so many people with luggage and bags and surfboards and kids and like it's insane. Like even think of my neighbor right there. They getting ready to where they at? I can't see them. There they go. They got the barbecue grill lit, beers downstairs. I don't hear nobody talking about none of this shit. Black people, we can do this. We need to cut the race out. There's no one more talented than us. I was telling my girl, and we were talking about the subject because she likes to talk about it. I don't like to talk about it. She's Mexican. She's talking. I don't want to hear about Mexican people either. Y'all got power. Stop crying, man. But I said, name a sport, a business, entertainment, a venture that has not been taken over by Black people. Think about it. Like even tennis. Man, I remember in 1997 when Tiger Woods was in the Masters. We were at my house on 6272 Jones Avenue watching it. And the whole world froze. That brother stepped in the golf. I think he won by like 12 to 18 strokes. It was a beatdown. Anything like Cedric the Entertainer said, we'll be on the ski slope in house shoes and church shoes and winning. There's no one more talented. My white friends, they'll be, yo, Walter, what's up? One of my best friends, he's a white dude. He go by Steady B. That's the user, Use Me. Remember that song? They want to be us. The problem is we don't want to be us. We keep using our race as a crutch when everybody else is making money from our race. If you want to make it cool, get the Black kids to do it first, and then everybody else will follow. Look at Kanye West. He's a billionaire from selling clothes that look like they belong on homeless people.
And let me speak to this. And for real, we about to get out of here. I'm going to get 5 more minutes. I still got the right. That's what the pastor say. Can I get 5 more minutes?
And my neighbor's like, they're having church up there.
Yes, tell them we passing the plate since they got a lot of money around. We passing the tithing basket. Anyway, FM says, go get money and ignore race. Hope it works out for you. Example, Bill Cosby, Diddy, Step and Fetch It. Well, I'm actually pretty well versed on Lincoln Perry. That is Step and Fetch It. Step and Fetch It, Lincoln Perry. He actually portrayed that. If y'all know Step and Fetch It, the laziest man in the world. That was his moniker that was given to him by white Hollywood executives, where he would, I don't know, I can't read, right? But he was actually an intelligent man, but that was the portrayal that he gave.
That's what Black people needed to see.
Well, no, but I say that I'm really sweating. I say that, and I want to expound on what he's saying. So yeah, and he was actually the first Black millionaire actor during that time, during the 20s, 30s, that time. But yeah, so once the money ran out, he became an alcoholic and all that. Black people really stepped away from him because they're like, you're giving a horrible portrayal of Black people. We're not lazy, but again, that's what they wanted to see. And when white people was like, okay, cool, we done with you. He died alone and broke, and an alcoholic. But yeah, so when you're chasing money to appease white supremacy, and I don't know about Bill Cosby, or Diddy.
Bill Cosby was a sexual predator, and so was P. Diddy. Like, you can't bring up those two dudes. Listen, Black people, first of all, most of us are never going to be as rich as P. Diddy or Bill Cosby. I'm talking about just get some money. Like, get a couple $100,000. The man ain't fucking, excuse my French, the man ain't coming after you with 200 grand or $500,000 or $1 million or 10 or 15, 20. Even if you have $100 million, ain't nobody messing with you. You know when they come after you? When you start going after them. Kanye West was my client of 2 years, my boy, and I consider him a friend of mine. Kanye West was balling out, stepping on his way to buy Universal, NBC Universal. He started going after the Jews. He started going hard in the paint and trying to change the world, and they came after him. If he would have just stayed chilling, he'd be at $10 billion right now. And people always do that. What about Bill Cosby? How about we get 100 grand or 50 grand? Let's get that first. Like Bill Cosby, P. Diddy are sexual predators. I can't say Bill Cosby did it,
We
because
can't
I
say that
know
much too.
I don't know that he did it, because I know I've been in those same rooms with, not with Bill Cosby, but like those, I've been in those type of rooms, and girls do all kinds of stuff for fame and $75 and to be on the video. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into what they do. So I don't know his situation. But to use P. Diddy and Bill Cosby as a reason of why not to chase money is why
I don't
black
buy that
people,
either.
they suffer. And it's funny. One of my friends deleted me from Facebook because I voted for Donald Trump. Talking about, how can you not vote for a black woman? I said, she married to a white man. What are you talking about? And if she's not just married to a white man, she made even white women look at Doug Emhoff and go, huh? Even white women aren't attracted to him. And he's a sexual predator too. He slapped the shit out of his woman in France. On camera. She like, you guys kill me. And she came out with, oh, I'm gonna let black men smoke weed. Like, really? Because that's what we need? We keep bowing down to that. We got to stop that. All we need to do, I promise you, if you have money and your stuff together and you walk into a room, people don't care what color you are. They do not care. I'm telling you, I have friends of all different races. The thing I like about my white, Mexican, Jewish friends is we don't spend an hour talking about the color of my skin, because it's not a factor in my life. The fact that I am a black man makes it easier for me to make money, because based on the Joy Reids of the world and the Joe Bidens, you go to be 10 times better, people expect me to do less. So when I do perform, they're like, damn, black people can do it. And that's embarrassing.
Yeah, and dear self, you're right. You say they and how you doing if I didn't already? It says they show a small percentage of black people who made it to make us believe a fable. But yeah, see, that's the other thing too. We know the truth. That's why we have to continue telling those stories to each other. As I tell y'all, I really love our elderly black people. I do. I love listening to them and talking to them and all that, because they are the storytellers. They got the history, right? And once we stop listening to them, then we won't know those stories. And of course, if we're depending on them, the media and everybody else to tell us the story, the schools, everybody's mad because they're getting rid of DEI and they don't want to teach black history in schools. Good. We don't want them to teach black history.
I'm tired of hearing about slavery.
But
that was the worst part of my school period, was slavery.
Well, and they're not going to teach it right, so we know that they lie to us, but we can't be mad at them lying to us, and we don't even know the truth ourselves, right? I know you're not saying that, but I'm just saying, and let me get some of these comments so we can get out.
And look at Alex Haley. He didn't even tell the real story, and he got rich off of it.
Well, Alex Haley actually got sued by a white man for plagiarism, and the white man won. He was able to prove that was actually, Roots was actually, I guess, a story. I don't know if it was his original story. I don't know how it would be. Maybe it was from the slave master's point of view. I don't know. But the white man sued Alex Haley for Roots and won, sued him for plagiarism. Now, it should also be said that Alex Haley had some dealings with the FBI as well. He also did the autobiography of Malcolm X as told by Alex Haley. I'm gonna just put that out there, okay? Without having to go, y'all can look all that stuff up. Doctor says, why are there so many people looking for any and every excuse not to get money? I don't know, but I ain't one of them. I used to be, not no more. Brother Damon, how you doing? Hope that you're doing well. He said, Che Nkrumah. And let's see. Yeah, Walton opened up a can of worms with Bill Cosby and all that. But hold on a second. Kamala, you don't appear to be black. Yes, I did see that video of her acting a little bit loopy yesterday. She put a post-election video and she was like, we can don't get discouraged. We have to we fight, we win. I was like,
she out there hanging with the Mondavi. She is in Robert Mondavi's estate in Hawaii. He is the farthest thing from black people ever. And somebody made a comment about my pale friend. Y'all need to cut that stuff out. Y'all need to stop. That's the problem is, you're the poorest people in the world. You keep talking about race. I was talking about my boy Steady B. He's a white dude. Him and his wife gave me $70,000 cash and was like, or something close to that. It was like, go get us a couple cars. And didn't ask me no questions. I don't care what color you are. Let's get money. That's what it is. And me and my boys, we argue. Me and my boys, the ones that are on the left and they're using race and this and black people. We don't need to do nothing but just get the money. I'm telling these Mexicans or black people, they are kicking our behinds. They swimming over here backwards through the Rio Grande, get out, hair still wet, opening up a taco shop. And we'll go buy tacos from them. We need to be opening up those shops. And why don't we? There's nothing that says you can't, as a black man, go buy some avocados and lettuce and some ground beef and go open up a stand. But we let our black leaders tell us that.
Let me jump in here. And Patricia says, my financial advisor stated some people boast about their credit score, a substantial savings, but have 6 figures or more in debt. There's various factors for financial security. Owned versus old are two different entities. Yes, Walter has a financial services background for over 30 years. Myself, I also was in financial services background. So yes, especially doing life insurance, we used to have to sit down and go over people's budget. And so you discovered a whole lot of things. The premise was to see if they can actually afford life insurance. And if so, to what degree, right? So yeah, you're absolutely right. Because you have a great credit score and some savings, that does not mean that you are in debt. There are some people who
debt is good if you use
it. Depends on what it is.
It's debt is the fastest way to build wealth. Let me say it again.
And I want you to be careful when you preface that.
Yeah. Well, no, here's what I mean though. Having debt is the fastest way to build wealth. When I bought that house in Texas, remember I put a down payment. I bought that house. I used my debt. I sold it for $100,000 to the upside, and the bank gave me the money for it. Debt is how you make money, but you have to use it properly. We were just talking about buying real estate. Was it Thunder? I think it was us talking about buying real estate. That's leverage. Sell my house at $250, buy a house for $950, which means even if you put up $250, the other $650 or $700, whatever it is, $700,000, you're getting from a bank. That's debt. That's the best. Having debt is the fastest way to build wealth if you do it properly. Period. There's no other fastest way to build debt.
All right, let's
live in a house. Oh, what's that? Alina Habib. I like her. Oh, that's Trump's man. Let me say this, and I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud. Donald Trump surrounds himself with fine ass women who are smart. And I don't care what you say, and I don't care who you are. You can do makeup and do your hair, and you can come out and you can swing. When you walk into a restaurant and the hostess is fine, it makes you want to eat there. Period. There's nothing wrong with being like I see. I know she is a fine ass woman to be having next to you in court, and she's smart. We can learn from that. And anybody can make themselves look good. You ever seen somebody that wake up looking whoo, but some makeup and a wig, it's a wrap.
Makeup and a wig. Okay, I'm gonna hey, Fresh,
whatever.
I get it. Thunder, yeah, you go ahead. You please do. You can put it in the comments. So let me read the rest of these comments so we can get the hell on out of here because I still got work.
Stop being Toby.
You know what?
I'm reading the comments.
Then send me some money.
Yeah, you know what? We got this super chat thing going on. Like,
I actually need to get into that, but let me get to the rest of these comments. Hey, Miss White, how you doing? Hope you're doing well, dear self. It says Walter, they get loans and free incentives to be here in the U.S. That's why we can't erase Black history because how Walter is talking racism is all in our head. No. He's not saying it's all in our head. We're definitely not going to erase. Let me just so we get because I know
I'm gonna let you do it.
Yes, we're not saying to erase racism. We know institutional systemic racism is a thing. But no, we need to get after the money as much as we can because and you know, as said, we have almost $2 trillion in our community, giving 97% of that away. So if we were to build more Black businesses and things like that, watch, rinse, repeat when we spend money with each other, then we could solve all of that. Thunder says, do I need to put down 10 to 20% for a multifamily unit our property?
Under four units and under is considered residential. That's 3% down from FHA. If you want to buy $1 million property, 4 unit, you give them $30,000. Big bar still hit. What's the street you said? Beckwith or Becerra, whatever street. Do what you. I'm being funny.
But Bissonnette.
If you got to hit Bissonnette to get your 3% down, you get Bissonnette. Some of y'all doing it for free.
Okay, so if you see me over there, I'm just kidding. Just
I'm
curious.
asking you. I'm thinking about hitting Bissonnette. Shit, if I can buy a house, listen,
They might
get
end
the
up
money,
running you over
man. I shave my head. It's a wrap.
and run you
Get the
over.
money. Anything 4 and under is considered a residential mortgage, which means you can put 3% down through FHA. If you have a 700 FICO score and you can come up with 3%, and that duplex is 100 grand, you come up with $3,000. I don't care how you do it, and you buy that spot. The problem is with Black people, and I'm talking to us, is we got all these other things. Me and you've been on here an hour and a half, and we've talked about multiple ways to build wealth. And half the people, maybe not half, but some are still talking about race and this. When I walked into Navy Federal, who was a Houston bank, by the way, when I remember when I sold I got the loan for my Range Rover. Navy Federal. I went to an auto auction, saw a Range Rover, copied the VIN number, sent it to Navy Federal. They gave me $60,000. I didn't even have the car. It was still sitting on the auction lot. They gave me $60,000. I did end up buying the car. I gave the dude 30 grand for the car, put the other 30,000, and I used it. Me and my son, we went and bought an investment property. We split 100 grand. All debt from Navy Federal. And they loan money to Black people like it's going out of style. But Black people still crying, oh, systematic racism, when you got a bank in your neighborhood that's giving you money all damn day. And my sister has amazing credit. And if she would do the shit I'm talking about, she'd be doing the same. Me and my sister talk about this shit all the time. Use your credit, walk your Black ass in the Navy Federal, ask them for 50 to 100 grand for a car loan, and you go out and buy 3 or 4 cars. You sell 3 of them, keep 1, and you do something with the money. That's how you get wealthy. Period. This, and they don't ask. Navy Federal didn't ask me what color I was. Neither did Capital One. Neither did Goldman Sachs. Or no one has ever asked me, hey, by the way, are you a Negro? Because we don't loan money to Negroes. No, they looked at my credit score and my work history, and they gave me the money.
Yeah, they although we don't want to be remiss in saying that they did have some issues with race. But anyway, let me get to the last part of this here.
They gave me $60,000.
This is a fact. They did.
I know they all
home loans.
They all have a problem with race. I'm not saying it don't exist. Systematic racism does exist, but how do you work in the system?
I think that was who was that? Was it Booker T. Washington that said that? I think it was Booker T. or one of them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And they did him bad. Booker T. Washington. Who was the brother that started the peanut farm?
The George Washington Carpenter. But no, he basically was saying, well, we just kind of work with the cards we're dealt type of thing, working the system. But that's a whole different other conversation. But listen, Beverly.
Yeah, and a white dude, Henry Ford, gave him the money for his school. No one talks about that. All they talk about is the fear mongering, the stuff that Black people go through. Okay. Not that Henry Ford gave him money for his school and paid all the tuition for those Black people.
Maybe one day we'll do a history lesson. Not today, though. Okay, listen. I feel like Kamala. I just don't understand. I'm trying to get out of here, and you guys just won't. Just keep talking and talking.
Kamala Harris is in Hawaii on Robert Mondami's estate drinking wine.
Well, good for her. She's drinking a lot of it.
Where's she at right now? Where's Kamala Harris? Where's all these people? Donald Trump he's going to end democracy, and you can't find none of these fools.
All right, so let's get to okay. So Black Friday is on Friday. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. If you guys celebrate that. I personally don't celebrate holidays for a whole host of reasons. That I'll get into it another time. But if you want to spend some money, yes, most definitely. If you just have to, you're welcome, Thunder. You crazy, Reggie. If you have to spend some money, yes, do that with a Black business as much as you can. Make sure it's truly going to Black people, right?
You can start right here at this Venmo and this. Isn't your Cash App right there?
All that, yes. My next thing, yes.
That's how you guys start. Matter of fact, why don't you slow that down so we can read it? And y'all can send money right there. Put on your purple suit and start hemming and hawing.
I don't think so.
Let me do it. Me and the Grinch, we'll sing.
Okay, listen.
Cash App. Put the money in the Cash App.
Hello,
See, I'm gonna go.
Once I was talking, be quiet. I would have said something. Damn. Are you serious? Sure, you smoking a stogie?
I don't smoke weed. I can't handle it.
Thank God. Is it crack? Never mind. Okay, so black-owned business, right? Make sure it's a black-owned business. Hey, brother Samuel, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Black-owned business. If you got to spend some money, obviously the optimal thing is to save it, right? You can never have it. There's never enough of more money. I can tell you that right now. And the other thing is buy books. Of course, they got all these book bans going on, and that's okay. As I always say, why you mad at them for not having the books if you don't have it in your own house, right? If you ain't got that book, you crying about your local school because of, Ron DeSantis and all, they want to do a book ban, then you need to be quiet, okay? If you cannot turn around to your bookshelf and get that book that you want your children to read, then you should be quiet. If you have not read that book, or hand it to your children and say, hey, I want a book report from you, or else, or whatever the case is, then be quiet. Because again, they're not going to teach you right, but you can never have enough books. Books are where you learn things, you're going to learn things on social media, don't get me wrong, on the internet, but books is where you're going to really get some understanding. You have to sit down, you have to read it, you have to inculcate the words, you have to comprehend them and all that. So books are really, hey, Mad Dog, books are really, really, really good to have. So if you got to buy your children something, I'm sure they got enough toys, phones, tablets, buy them some books and make them read them. Make them give you a book report.
And
okay.
The best book ever written on this planet was Think and Grow Rich. That is the best book. You can have it. You can buy it Amazon. You can buy the Audible. I have a bunch of books on Audible. And the cool thing with Audible is you can share the books with your friends. I'm not going to give you my Audible link, but I send it to my kids and I send it to people. And a lot of times they don't even respond. That's our fault. There's so many books out there. Think and Grow Rich, The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. There's so many books that you can read that will help you think and grow rich. If I had to leave with Elon to Mars and he said you can grab one book, that would be the book I would take. Buy it on Audible. You can listen to it and you can speed it up to 3 times the speed and just listen to it over and over. And sooner or later, that stuff will sink into your mind. There's no better book. And when I open up Think and Grow Rich, it doesn't, a jigaboo don't pop and go, oh, he's a Negro. He can't read.
And I will say this, yes, Napoleon Hill is a great author. I have read Napoleon Hill. One of my favorite books from him is Outwitting the Devil. You can actually listen to that on YouTube. The audio book, Outwitting the Devil, is one of the.
Oh, don't tell them about that. They ain't ready for that.
Well, they're
not ready for that book.
It was one of the best books that I read. But I like to beg to differ with Walter a little bit on.
That's a great book.
Yes, it is. But
they're not ready for that.
I have it somewhere. I was actually looking for How to Win Friends and Influence People, but unfortunately, unlike my mama, I loan my books out. I need to stop doing that. But some of the best books that if you want to enlighten your children, okay, as my father has given to me a plethora of these books, Message to the Black Man in America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and The Fall of America by the same Honorable Elijah Muhammad. These are the books will open your mind to a whole host of things. Message to the Black Man in America is a how-to manual about Blackness in America in every way, shape, and form. If you have not read this book, you are doing yourself a disservice. Forget what they won't let you read at school. Go on and fill your own library up with books from our people. Again, Message to the Black Man in America, The Fall of America. One of the books I like to give to children is The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson, because that is also a blueprint to how to start businesses and why we as Black people should start businesses, what type of businesses that we should start, right? Those are excellent books, in addition to a whole host of other ones. But yeah, you got it not just for your children, but for yourself. The other thing, and I don't want to get too far into it, if your children or your family, your mama, your cousin, the immediate people that you will be financially responsible for does not have life insurance, go find your nearest life insurance agent, have that conversation with them as to what type of life insurance policy is best for you, your children, your mama, your baby daddy. And I say your baby daddy because oftentimes your baby daddy died And then you want to fight back and forth with his mama who had a life insurance policy on him when he was 10 days old. And then you want to rag and drag her all through Facebook about how she's horrible because she won't give you none of the money. And that was your baby daddy. But you laid down with the dude, had a child, and you didn't talk to somebody who would have told you that at 10 days old, you could insure that baby, right? So get life insurance. That is a great present because I'm telling you what.
The number one wealth builder. And if you're in California, you could DM me. I got a hookup on life insurance. I don't sell it, but I know somebody that does. And she will donate to the Black causes. I'm telling you, get life insurance on somebody you know. Make sure you have it on your parents, your elders. Listen, the people that are older than you are going to die first. It's called the sappy goal. It's when sad things happen with a happy ending. My uncle died. He was my favorite uncle, but he left me $200,000 in life insurance, and so I can use that to build my wealth. That is what I went to a synagogue once, and it was boring as hell. And I've been to a Catholic church. I've been to mass, and I felt like jumping out a window and lighting myself on fire with some gasoline draws. It was so boring. But they get life insurance on their elders, and we've had this conversation 100 times. But You know who won't talk about that? Is the Black church. And you know why we don't talk about it? Because we're too busy sucking the money from the congregation so we can roll out in our Bentley GT while the congregation is struggling. And until we address that, that is real. That is where racism is. When you listen to a dude who's rolling out in a Bentley and you broke as hell and you spent all your money on clothes, and the night before you was out, what was that street? Bensonet Street or whatever it was.
You didn't close Bensonet.
And you spent all your money. Like I sat in a chair next to the guy that runs a church in Riverside. I'm going to leave him nameless, but he was on TV. Famous Black pastor. And I sat down next to him. I go, yo, you run that church over there. He would not even look me in the face. And he pulled up in a black G-Wagon, creased jeans, afro. He looked like one of the Whispers, and he wouldn't even look me in the face.
Right. So yes, Brother Thunder, I did hear that. There's a message in the Black Man in America when it was written, the Reader's Digest. James Baldwin, of course, he's a great, he has a lot of great books you can read too. One of the books it references here is The Fire Next Time is a great book by Brother James Baldwin. New York Times Magazine and some presidential assistants, they read and critique, well, not critique, but they gave their opinion about the book. They said it was one of the best books, and it's a heavy hitting book. Jet Magazine.
Wait a minute. Lost me. You lost me. You telling me that book that was written by a Muslim calling white people the devil, How to Build the Black Race. You mean telling me on the back of that book they have white magazines as on the book to give it credibility? That's not what you're saying.
Well, I'm going to say this because when white folks say it, then we as Black people, unfortunately, well, it must be true. So, but this is what it said, Reader's Digest. This mild-looking man, speaking of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the most powerful Black man in America, he offers a new way of life. Muhammad prompts even his severest critics to agree when he says he attacks traditional reasons the Negro race is weak. So it's a whole how-to inside and out. It is relevant even in 2024. It is something, as y'all can see, I have read the book. I have it marked and all kind of stuff, right? And I just say, if you are black man or woman in America, you have not read this book, I'm going to be nice. You should STFU, okay? You should be quiet until you read this book.
Don't be nice to him. Stop.
Well, I'm just saying.
Getting out of a warm tub is sometimes you got to step into the cold, and this is that moment. For all you people on there complaining, using your race, when we talk about money, you talking about this and Black people this and Bill Cosby and P. Diddy, Mr. Baby Oil, and all that stuff. I'm
trying to get out of here today.
I know, but you guys are part of the problem. And by the way, if you go to, I have a coconut oil candle that you can use and it's legal and you can use it everywhere. And then we're the only ones with it. So if you must induce yourself in oil, use one of our coconut oil candles. Rub the one you love down. You can put it everywhere. When you light that candle, they know what time it is. We want to make America intimate again. That's my plug.
You know what?
Send me an invoice.
Shut up. My Lord. Yeah, Brother Reggie, he holding me hostage. 3 hands, you talking about let him cook. It's a hot flash. We've been on here almost 2 hours. Your girl has Wednesday is where I do all of my videos for African Diaspora News Channel, and I also do videos on Emancipation Media. And there's a lot of other stuff that have to go with that. Plus, I did a little bit of running around today, so I'm a busy girl on Wednesday. But no, I love Walter. Well, one thing Walter gonna do is give us a wealth of knowledge. So it's not him, it's me. But
that's a great book, though. I think I had you gave me that book.
I've actually given this to a few people. My dad, one thing my daddy gonna do. He 80 years old. Is you not leaving out there without a book, okay? And he gonna make sure you read it. He wants you to tell him all about it. He does me anyway. You know, Walter, he says, out of all my children, you're the most like me. That's what he said about me. That's why he gives me all the books.
No, you probably the most like him. That ain't nothing wrong with that. But I know he put me onto his Cornish hen this morning. That's what I'm serving for.
He told me too. He was making a Cornish hen today. Or tomorrow.
Oh, enough. And I'm about to take my black ass to the store and get me some. The hell with that jive turkey. I'm getting me some Cornish hens.
The message to the black man in America and the fall of America. You can go on NOI.org and get them. I think you can even go on Amazon and order them. You can hit up one of your local Muslims. They usually have these things on stock. If not, they'll point you in the right direction. But
can you Amazon that book? That book is on Amazon, right?
I believe you can get these on Amazon. I got them from my daddy. Okay. But I think you can get them on Amazon. Yes.
And you know what else was on Amazon? Remember that documentary, Hebrews to Negro, Hebrews, I don't know.
Oh,
Negroes to Hebrews. Do you realize, and this is the difference between black people and other races, we can insult a race, call them the devil, cracker ass cracker, and they will take that book. Excuse my French. I'm sorry. They will take that book and put on their platform and make money from it. You could call them the most meanest names in the world. And
okay, but listen. Okay, let me cut you off. Because I always have to have this conversation with people. This is why it's also important to go. Thank you, Dearness. This is why it's important to go to the AfricanDiasporaNews.org. AfricanDiasporaNews.org. I'm going to say it one more time. I sound like Dr. Umar, don't I? AfricanDiasporaNews.org. Because that is a Black-owned app by Black people. Our dear brother Phil Scott has built that app for Black people. We need y'all to go on over there and invest in the app. It is not much. We pay subscriptions for everything else, Netflix and everything else that don't belong to us, including YouTube. People pay for subscriptions. We have a Black-owned app that is by us, for us, and we don't have to bite our tongue as much over there, right?
And so, who is that fine sister that be on that network?
Black people. It's actually an app that has been built. AfricanDiasporaNews.org. It's another thing. If you're gonna give something away for Christmas, give a subscription away to people who need the knowledge. We are dropping knowledge from it. Yes. All the time we're dropping knowledge. So I don't even know what else to say, right? We can't keep complaining. I don't like to censor people or tell people, hey, you can't talk about this, that, and the other, because we just can't, as long as we're over here. But the less we're over here, and we can go on to our own apps, right? There's a lot of Black-owned apps, but I want to talk about AfricanDiasporaNews.org. The other thing I was going to say, that there are a lot of Black content creators, okay? If you want to spend some money, I'm really sweating. Y'all got me like I'm working out.
It's getting dark over here too. The fog is rolling in.
Yeah, it's been dark here. But listen,
I'm gonna have to hide. Well, it should be dark over there. But you in the house, so
just smile real big. Anyway, listen.
I got a porch light.
There's a lot of Black apps. I mean, Black content creators on YouTube and other places, right? Such as myself. As I said yesterday, there's a lot of us that we were boots on the ground, talking about the Democrats, why we as Black people should abstain from them. We kept y'all in the know about any and everything that was going on during election season and a whole host of other things, right? We don't get big funding from, these campaigns and all these other people. We don't get that kind of money at all. The money we get comes from you guys, and we are well appreciative of that. But I say all that to say, if you are going to spend some money this Christmas, think about us. Don't have to be me. I like for it to be me, but there's a lot of people who are out here.
It should be you. That's
well. I'm just saying. There's a lot of. Let me finish. There's a lot of people who do this work, and they do it for next to nothing often, right? So that's all I'm saying. Just consider the people who do the work. Joy Reid's and all, and they getting a lot of money to sell black people up the river. Al
Making millions of dollars. Joy Reid and Al Sharpton are making millions of dollars to keep black people scared. And on the right side of their check is signed by a white person. And not only a white person, a Jewish person. And my point being is, I heard Joy Reid
gonna get us put on off, and here's what's gonna happen.
Well, here's the point I'm making. Joy Reid, I watched her video, and it was a cringe-worthy moment. Talking about if you're at Thanksgiving and your people voted for Trump, just don't talk to him. Are you losing your mind? Your check is signed by a Jewish person.
Walter.
Telling black people.
Walter.
Okay, wait.
Hold on. That's why hold on. Because a reason why I'm telling you to hold on is because I know a lot of y'all don't have channels like I do or anybody else. Y'all can't get on here and say whatever you want to say. Trust me. It's not because I'm trying to bridle your tongue. It's for a reason. So y'all, you can't be too loose with your lips. It's just the way it is. That's why I bring up places like the African Diaspora News channel. It's not my rules. I don't own YouTube. So I'm telling you that, and I've said that 3 times. Please watch what you say. This is not about I'm going to say what I want to say. I want to be right. It's if you want us to continue doing this, then we have to watch what we say. It's just that simple. We're not in a position where we can go ahead and give a middle finger to people and say what we want to say. It's just the way it is. Not my rules.
No, I get it. And we need to create platforms like, and I know some of you guys, half of you probably don't like him, but Elon Musk, when he bought Twitter, I was like, wow, why would he do that?
But Elon Musk, again, is the richest man in the world, and he can do whatever he wants. Right.
I get it. Here's my point. There's nothing stopping us. Like, you started this channel. There's nothing stopping us from starting our own things. But the point I'm making is, we have
our own things, right? And that's why I'm saying, listen, we got to get out of here. Listen, I'm tired. Okay, listen, we have our own channels. African Diaspora News channel, African Diaspora News, or African Diaspora News.
Can you put the link in here so we could just click on it? Is that a possibility? I can't put the
link, but I can put it in here. But most people know where it is. AfricanDiasporaNews.org. You type it in, it will come up, and then you can follow the instructions from there. But again, like I said, it's not me trying to censor people, bridle people's time. It's not me. We have to watch what we say, though, and then that's why I get apprehensive to let people on here, because they don't understand like you understand. And for me, it's taken me a long time to build this platform, and honestly, I don't want to lose it. You didn't say anything that was horrible. I just want to say that, but I don't want you to go on, any more than that. That's all I'm saying.
We can talk about that off camera, but the point I'm making, you guys, is do not listen to people. I can't remember the expression, but like, people will tell us something, but then tell us to watch out for somebody, but they're in business with that same person. I remember having dinner with Maxine Waters, who is worth millions of dollars. And we sat at the Voodoo Lounge and spent $5,000 after dinner on the government's money. And I'm like, how do you don't even live in your district? You don't even live in your district, but every time I see you talk, you're telling black people to watch out, be careful, but you don't even live in your own district. Black people, when we start bucking, we start shaking those, I'm telling you, we've been through slavery and all these Jim Crow and all these other things, and we are still rolling. I can only imagine the day, and now I sound like Dr. King, is if we just let go of those chains and just say, I'm going to wake up and get money. I don't care what color they are. I don't care what color my business partner is or he is. The only race I care about is the green people. That's it.
Amy says, I've been on the channel and I'm into my 2nd annual membership. I'm the only one there. What channel is that, if you don't mind me asking? FBA Clean, how you doing? Says, living in your district should be a legal requirement. I told her she does live in her district. She doesn't live in the horrible part of the district.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. She don't live in the district of the people she's supposedly fighting
She
for.
doesn't live next door to them. So anyway,
And
y'all
how-
listen. We're gonna get out of here. We can be here all day. I'm gonna try to come back here on Friday. I said I was gonna try to come back here on Friday. I know a lot of people will probably be out and about. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Oh, I know I'm gonna be here. Okay, I
Don't
I
go
keep my money.
shopping. If you must spend money, send it to this Cash App or to this Venmo down here. Because at the end of the day, put your money where your mouth is. Because y'all here watching it, right? Like we watch MSNBC. I don't, but or let's say you do.
I don't watch
your eyeballs.
MSNBC.
They get your money. Put your money where the people. I heard a lady say, invest, give tithe to the people that feed you. And she said this in a church.
Right. I totally agree. So anyway, I'm gonna try to come back here on Friday. Thank y'all for going over triple time with us. Agent Black, you made it, but we about to leave. I have melted all the way down to the ground. Okay.
Y'all can send her a fan.
I have a fan over there. I have a fan up here. I have a fan over there, and just be loud. Y'all can hear it in my mic if I turn it on. So that's why I don't turn it on. It just be hot flashes, and when you talk, and that's why you see preachers when they talking, they start sweating. It's because it takes a lot of energy to do that. Anyway, Mike, nice.
It's only a year, maybe a year.
Is you crazy? It could be
year and a half.
It could be 10 to 15 years.
Oh wow!
The hot flashes and stuff. Yeah.
I'm glad I'm a man, because that's one thing I would never just be sitting here and just blow up on heat.
Okay, Em. So you say, speaking of After News Channel, you're the only one on there? Wow. We have to look into that. That's interesting. Anyway, y'all have a great day. You too, Roz. Y'all have a great day. M says suggestion dual cast, simulcast, the African Dr. News Channel and YouTube. Yeah, I don't know if he'll do that, but yeah, y'all check that out. It's the more we have y'all over there, then the more we can.
You talking about Brother Phil, right? Phil Scott?
Yes. Anyway,
he's done a good thing. That takes a lot of work to do what he's done. That brother got the patience of Job. I'm telling you.
And it's very courageous, but we'll get into that another time, you guys. I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your day. And if you celebrate Thanksgiving, as somebody else said, Native American Day or whatever it is, y'all do it to the fullest. Me, I'm going to sit back and do nothing. I always say that, but it never works out that way. Anyway, I love and appreciate you. Right. FM says, hush, Walter. And we love y'all. Peace.